And we are live in the studio. I have been doing this for a long time, and I have met celebrities. I have met athletes. I don't care about anybody anymore. Our next guest is a guy named John Cerasani, who just caught my attention on Instagram. I don't know why you. Honestly, John, I'll be honest with you. You seem like a guy I would not be attracted to. You yell a lot. You're threatening to me. You're good looking. I'm like, I don't need this in my life. But honestly, I started following you. I don't even know why. I don't know what you said that made me follow you. I'm not trying to be an entrepreneur, but there's just something about a guy like you who gets their act together and is a real go-getter and that I admire. And I started following you. And now I think I even gave you money one time. You were getting money for an investment, not an investment, but like to do good deeds or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm in on this guy. Like you had me all wrapped up.
Yeah.
And I purposely don't want to know anything about you until you came in the studio so we could talk. So what I know is that you had an insurance company, and by the time you were 35, you sold it and were pretty much retired.
Yeah, so my story is interesting because there's definitely people out there with more money than me or more success than me. But what I did is something that really anyone could have done. And when I was 27 years old, I had an epiphany that, hey, corporate America is kind of a brainwash, the stuff they're trying to convince you of. So I'm on that fast track trying to be area vice president, Arthur J. Gallagher and Company, this insurance giant, billion-dollar organization. Hey, look at me, I'm making it. And it just light bulb went off. Dude, I could do this crap from my house.
Right.
So I quit my job, do the exact same job for myself. I called giving myself a 2,000% raise, is what I like to say. Put myself on top of the org chart, made myself rich instead of someone else. And then 10 years later, not even 10 years later, I sold the company into private equity when I was 37, and now I don't work.
And now your family doesn't come from much means, right? Your father was a high school football coach. I know that.
Right. Yeah. And nothing to shake a stick at with public school teachers in Illinois. They definitely weren't impoverished.
Right.
But they get paid pretty well there. But it's definitely very middle class. Grew up in Schaumburg, Illinois. So a lot of what I like to talk about, what you're referring to on social media, is that, hey, dude, there's nothing special. I went to some world-class universities,
right?
But it was good because I was good at football. I wasn't like, I would never gotten those schools without football. You know what I mean?
So when you leave, like, not everybody can do that, or you say everybody can do that?
Yeah, listen. Once you have that understanding that, you know, that you as the employee in a lot of industries, you're the product.
Yeah,
you are the product. So you're in consulting, you're in brokerage, you're a lawyer, whatever the hell you are. If it's a service-oriented job, you are the product.
Right.
So now it's like, hey, for me, I had an $800,000 book of business at Arthur J. Gallagher when I was 27. They were paying me $140,000, but I turned the tables and said, well, you're not paying me $140,000. I'm paying you $660,000. What did you do to earn that money? You start looking at it that way.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on my own.
And how long before you had the success? How long before you were like, this is working already?
Well, so one of the smartest things I do, and I tell people, I make fun of I give people a hard time for being W-2 employees. Screw the W-2. Right. But you need that time as a W-2 employee
to
learn. Yeah. And I called that my paid training. So I had 6 years in the industry. I knew what I didn't know now at that point. Boom, I'm ready to go.
And now you're here in Tampa. You do seminars?
Yeah, not really, man. So what's funny is everyone thinks they're like workshops and seminars where I'm selling a course. Dude, I'm not, dude. I honestly, here's why I'm in Tampa.
Just a meetup? Or?
So one of my followers on Instagram invites me to this thing. He knew I was a pro wrestling fan. He's like, hey, dude, coming out of Tampa, I'll introduce you to the Hulkster. So spent the day with Hogan yesterday. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to parlay this in with a dinner with any of my followers that want to come. We went to American Social, Jackson's Bistro last night. And had a great time, man. Great time.
So I saw you in the video with Hogan, and I was like, if he's here in Tampa, I got to get him on the show. This guy's got
so
stuff
cool,
to talk
man.
about. Yeah, I was like, this is great. Hey, it's so funny that usually this happens with porn stars or somebody. I go, hey, you in Tampa? What's going on? You go on the show. You're the first guy I've ever done this to. So no. So you hung out with Hogan. That's when you meet Hulk Hogan. Hey, you never met him before, right?
Dude, I had a bucket list of the celebrities I wanted to meet. For me, it's Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson. There's four actually. Walter Payton, who's not with us anymore. I never got to meet him. He died when I was too young. And then Hulk Hogan, Mike Tyson and Jordan. Hogan was the only childhood hero I had left that I hadn't met.
Yeah.
And I think I had mentioned it once on an Instagram story. So this guy that had a relationship with him, dude, come down to Tampa. I'll introduce you to Hogan. Pretty cool.
That's funny.
It was awesome, man. It was
so
awesome.
so I saw that video and I was like, yeah. So my thing was when I first moved here was when I was a kid. I'm probably older than you. My thing was Hulk Hogan and Evel Knievel.
Okay.
And the day I moved back to Tampa, I ran into Evel Knievel,
No
who
way.
went on to be my neighbor for several years after that.
Really?
Yeah, because you meet these people when you watch them when your kids are larger than life. They're action figures. They're not they're superheroes. Then you meet them and you're like, oh my god,
dude. That's exactly what it was for me, man.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I was like a little kid, man. I'm like, this is awesome.
So I also noticed that, and I think this is a pure sign of success. A lot of people hate you too, but that's like it's almost better.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't like how I deliver the message, but a lot of those people, dude, are never gonna it's not gonna matter for them anyway. So what I've learned about social media, I never hired like a marketing company or any of that shit.
It's stuck out.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
I never hired a marketing company or anything like that for social. And in fact, when it really blew up is when I just started walking around my house talking into my phone instead of this whole podcast set up, nicely edited views, and these business takeaways.
Yeah.
Instead, I just started just speaking my mind.
Like a regular dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when it really skyrocketed. We just passed 250,000 followers yesterday.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to, there's something attractive about it where you're like, most of these people are on trying to get followers and trying to do this. You're like, this is garbage that I heard a million times. Yeah. But there's something about the way you presented it where I was like, this is a guy, and first of all, he's a guy who did it. He's actually practicing what he preaches, and it worked out. I thought you were teaching a seminar because I saw you with all the people. But so do these people, the followers that come out there, they gotta hit you up and ask you for advice. They all probably want to follow the same move.
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. So when I talk a lot about realizing that, hey, I wasn't really getting rich as a W-2, but I'm getting my rear end kissed. And you see how you used rear end there, buddy?
Yeah. It was good.
Exactly, proud of you. Exactly. There's a niche out there that originally I was targeting, indirectly targeting, not even on purpose targeting, but like the guy making $250,000, that's the tech sales guy or the insurance sales guy in corporate America that's doing awesome.
Yeah.
Thinking he's rich making $200,000. That guy in his mid-30s, mid-40s starts to realize you're not buying a yacht with that money,
right?
And you still got to work till your 60s and save up money to retire. When you own your own company, sky's the limit on how much you can make, but more so than that, when you retire, you have a company to sell.
Yeah.
And that's such a distinction, brother.
So as part of having the success that you have and the free time, you gamble a lot. And where do you prefer to gamble?
Well, see, that's the damn thing, man. It's like I like to think it's my business acumen that people follow me for.
Yeah.
It's me making a reel at 2 a.m. from the casino talking about how I just
do you lose as much as you say you lose?
I was listening to you earlier talking about dildos with Steve Austin and being violated. Yeah. Dude, I talked about violating the casino. All right, buddy. And I maybe have a couple drinks in me. I will talk about violating the casino. Right?
You seem like I've seen you on days where you said you lost a bunch, but mostly you're killing it. And I don't know what's exaggeration and what's not.
No, I don't lie at all on that stuff. What's interesting is no BS.
Yeah.
I didn't lose once in 2023, and I only lost twice in 2022. And I'm betting usually average between $3 or $4 grand a hand. Usually play 4 or 5 hours. When I lose, it's only for that night. So I'll look at here. I'm at the Tampa Hard Rock right now. Right. I came in Wednesday. I came in Saturday. If I lose one of the days, that's not how I look at it. I look at it for the whole trip. And I have not had a trip that I've lost on since 2022.
Okay.
And you're doing blackjack?
Exactly. Blackjack. And here's the thing, guys. Okay. So if you were going to go to the casino with $1,000 and you got that,
which he does often,
go with $1,000 and let's say you're betting 25 or $50 a hand. Okay?
Right.
And you get it up to $1,300. Most likely you're not going to stop. You're going to keep going. Right. Like a lot of people don't stop.
Right.
A lot of people don't. Yeah.
You're trying to turn that $1,000 into 5,000 or 10,000 and then they stop. Dude, I go with $250,000. Okay. Once I'm up 40 or 50 grand, I slow down immensely and I have to give a little bit of it back. Then I stop.
Right.
So last night I was up 40 at one point, lost a couple hands, looked at my stuff. Okay, I'm still up 25. Stop. You know what I mean? And if I were to keep playing 250 grand till it turned into 2.5 million, I would never win.
Mhm.
But people with $1,000 try to turn it into 10 grand all the damn time. That's why
Yeah.
they never win.
Do you know how many times I've had this conversation with my wife? I say, listen, you made $300.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you went in with 1,000, you're up 13, you have 1,300. You made $300.
Yep.
Walk away.
Yep.
That's a win.
Yep.
Yeah. You too many people think that they're going to hit this big grand thing,
Right.
25,000 or something, and you're not going to do that on blackjack. You may do that on a
Exactly.
slot machine or
Exactly.
something, whatever. Yeah, but once you put the time in, take it.
Well, and they'll talk about, okay, the casino, if you play basic strategy blackjack and play it perfectly, the casino still has an edge somewhere between 1% and 2%, I
Mhm.
think, okay? But even if you're sitting there playing perfectly, that's not their real edge. Their real edge ain't that 2%. Their real edge is that they have more money than you. That's their freaking edge. And you could see that money and the temptation, the crystal ball calling you, come on, buddy. Come on, little buddy.
And they give you all the match the dealer and the this and that and all those other ones
See,
that take,
dude,
yeah.
If somebody starts playing that crap next to me on the table, see, I use crap.
Yeah.
Hey, if someone starts using that, doing that stuff to me at the table. We got this place in Chicago. It's called Rivers, this little casino in just Plains, Illinois. And I go to their high limit room, and they have the damn side bets. Okay, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And people forget they're playing blackjack because they're just trying to look at the damn side bets the whole damn time.
Yeah.
And then I don't play them, right? So
Right.
I'm sitting there betting 2 or 3 grand a hand. The guys next to me are playing $100 black chips. But then they keep telling me to make the side bets. And then I'll hear, I don't even pay attention. Then something will come up where I would have won the side bet. It's like a straight or something like
Right.
that. And I hear him go, you see?
Yeah.
And I go, dude, shut the F up, dude. So I don't like playing at local places. I like to have, like, so anyway.
My problem is that I do okay money wise. So if I go
Yeah.
buy a scratch off lottery ticket and win $20, I don't want to win 20. I'm doing it to get the 50 grand.
Yeah.
If I don't, it sits in my visor until I remember that I have it there. So that's the
Yeah.
same way with blackjack. If I go, it's because I want to leave there up, $2 grand or $3 grand or whatever.
The only side bet that I would endorse, if that's your mindset,
Yeah.
is the ones that have the progressive.
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Because you could hit a big pot.
Exactly. Most side bets don't have that, but the ones that do, you could crush.
Yeah, 3-card poker is good for that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is your first time here at the Hard Rock?
No, it's my second time. The first time was during WrestleMania
yeah.
during COVID.
COVID, yeah.
Which was a cool experience to be at an event like that during COVID with no one there. It's like a private WrestleMania party.
Yeah, no kidding. It was it's because I was a huge wrestling fan for a long time, and WrestleMania finally came here. I didn't even go. It was COVID just ruined everything.
Yeah.
It made it terrible. Yeah. So, is that why you were just a big wrestling fan?
Yeah, no, not really.
Oh.
So when I was a kid, I was for
Yeah.
sure, but I don't really pay attention to it now. But what was interesting is when I got in with, so the only reason I even started going to Hard Rock is because I couldn't get out to the Bahamas during COVID. That's where I usually gambled.
Yeah.
And my host there knew the host at Hollywood, Florida Hard Rock, hooks me up there. Next thing I know, this is awesome down here.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even know this existed. In
Well, at that
Chicago.
time they weren't even full. There was no roulette or anything there at the time.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude. But it becomes a good organization. This is an experienced gambler talking right now, and I'm kissing your guys' asses a little bit locally here. It is a good company to get comps from if you're a high roller, because they have access to things, dude.
Everything.
Bro, I went to my brother is a big Miami Hurricanes fan. Okay, my dad died in 2018 on the anniversary of his death, the 5-year anniversary of his death. We saw University of Miami is playing Louisville.
Right.
Call my host, Lepek, we get tickets to this game. Not only did we get tickets, we're in their damn 50-yard line suite,
Oh,
and it was
wow.
the coolest experience. And me and my
Yeah.
brother are like, dude, this is awesome call to do this.
So let me tell you what they did here. So they have the casino. It started out here as a bingo hall
Okay.
because they didn't have the legality to go ahead and make it a casino. So they had slot machines, and the slot machines were based on bingo patterns that ran. And it was, the odds had to be a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty awful. But it was the only thing that we had, and it smelled like smoke. It was bad. And they, over the years, have turned that place into 1 building, 2 buildings, 3 buildings, parking garages. I mean, what it is now,
Yeah.
preparing for the day that everything was legal and they could do it. Now we have sports betting.
Okay.
Yeah, I have seen it from the bottom all the way up to the top. So they
Yeah.
build a 2,000 seat theater,
Mm.
2,000 seats for mostly comp tickets, and are pulling in. They're pulling artists out of arenas. They're getting Rod Stewart to play a 2,000 seater, but
Yeah.
still paying him $500,000 a night to do it.
Wow.
They're getting all the comedy shows. They're getting all this. So yes, between here and Hollywood, you get comp for everything.
Because they got to walk past the damn tables, and they assume they're going to see how. I'm a big Metallica fan.
Yeah.
I saw a private show of Metallica, or not a private show, but I think they hold 6,000 there. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm watching Metallica in a 6,000 person theater that's built for like comedy shows.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Because they have the money to
It's nuts.
bring these big bands in. They'll pay the same thing that the arena's paying it, and you're getting to see it. and then they do it mostly to cater to their high rollers. That's their whales.
So you guys will appreciate this story for like the gambling stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So Seminole Hard Rock, I don't know if you guys know this. They bought the Mirage from MGM, the Mirage on Las Vegas Boulevard. Okay. So my host there starts telling me, hey, we could get you comps at places in Vegas now. Boom. I go, oh, dude, I'm not gonna stay at the Mirage. No one goes there anymore. Because we got these villas though that are the best thing on the strip. You got to check them out. I go there, and he was right. It was like I was in like, you ever go to like Versailles in Paris, King Louis' house? It was like walking into King Louis' mansion. Dude. Like, this is awesome, bro. It was so cool. But Mirage doesn't have any players right now because they're transitioning it to a Hard Rock. Okay, so their high rollers that were part of MGM are all over at Aria. They just don't have anything going on there. Well, here I am betting how I bet. I'm looking around the casino. They do not have a big floor there at the casino, so you can really see what's going on. Everyone's betting like $10 a hand, $25 a hand. I end up taking them for $90,000. Okay, but
I love it.
But I'm coming in and out, so I'm doing like 10 minutes. I win 12 grand, stop. Come back an hour later, win $8,000, stop. So they're getting kind of pissed. I don't think they're getting pissed because I'm tipping the hell out of them. So I don't see this. Well, I go to check out. I get a call from my casino host the next day. He goes, dude, we got you marked as an advantage player now.
Why? You think you're counting?
Could you win?
Well, that's what I thought. I go, am I card? You think I'm card counted? I go, dude, you betted consistently the same amount. I don't know why they're saying this. And honestly, bro, because it's still the Mirage. I go, you guys know you look at the other Hard Rocks. I don't count cards.
Yeah.
Well, they still have the old Mirage MGM staff, even though it's part of Hard Rock. They haven't integrated systems yet.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I don't want to be an advantage player down here. No one's gonna let me gamble.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think they would never admit this. I think it's because they lost money that night at the casino. Honestly, people are like, dude, $90,000, that's nothing to them. BS
at this stage in the casino at the Mirage,
bro. It was like in November. I'm looking around. There's maybe like 40 other people in the whole place gambling. I go, they lost money. That guy lost $300. That person lost $60. That person lost $24.
Oh, that's funny.
It didn't add up.
You're
to
the one
$90,000.
guy left with $90,000. That's hilarious.
So they go, that guy ain't coming back. I'm like, whatever.
This is John Cerasani here. How many? What do we got on followers now? How many now?
I just crossed 250,000, Mike, and I got to tell you, man, just like your Instagram, you could be. If you're a professional, bro, I could look at your Instagram and I see that it's real, it's legit.
Yeah.
Versus these other air quote influencers, dude. You don't have 800,000 followers, dude. And you did not get 9,000 likes on that post. Your content is terrible. you bought all these followers, pal.
So I have 100,000 or so on Twitter.
Nice.
But I'll be honest with you, there's so many fake ones on there. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
People call me out on there like, you got fake follow. Yeah, I'll give you $10,000 if you can prove in any capacity that I ever bought a follower anywhere.
Right.
I couldn't care less. I don't monetize my social media.
Yeah.
I do it as a compliment to the show so that you can follow the show after it's over. I'm not trying to make. The people that are making money off of YouTube and all that stuff, they make good money. But these people that are just at the basic, I don't know what you think. You're not getting paid for. Yeah. You're making $100 here, $100 there. That's nothing to.
Well, and people do it to humiliate you. So right, so somebody did that.
It ain't working.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody did that's probably a hater of you, sends a bunch of bots to your account, and
I get you.
You know what I mean? So I'm kind of worried. Because what happened on my Instagram a couple weeks ago, somebody sent a bunch of bots to report it for breaking community standards, and I got my account disabled for 2 days because it screwed up the artificial intelligence at Instagram. Assume that with all these reports, you know what I mean? So I do get a little worried because I pride myself on being real, being genuine. If somebody went out of their way to send me a bunch of fake followers and my stuff like loaded up 500,000 in one day or something, I would be so damn pissed. Man, because it's someone doing it for that reason. But at least I have enough traction. After a week, people are like, "Oh, he has."
What's the end goal for you with the stuff? What do you want to do from here on out?
There isn't really one, man. So I was really, really fortunate to have been in the situation I was in. You know what I mean? I left that job in corporate America, and I was hoping to make $300,000 one day. I was really looking more towards the freedom.
Right.
Ended up building that company. Where I was personally making millions each year. And then when private equity bought it was a game changer for my family and my kids and my grandkids and everything. So rather than trying to monetize this stupid stuff with, having these dinners and trying to make a couple grand here, a couple grand there, I charge what the dinner's going to cost me and just want to fill the room. And there's enough people that like hearing me talk, so I'm fine with that, man. And it'll probably get bigger over the next year or two, bro. But for now, there's not a monetization effort.
You're inspirational the way you do things, because it's just, you want a real guy talking to you. You want it to be real. You talk about when things are good, when things are bad.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining also, which is a key of having success, to be something that people like.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got to meet you. I'm glad this all aligned.
Yeah,
and worked out that
man.
you came out here.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out to me, man. And I'm really trying to do, Mike. Yeah, I was, like I said, I was listening to your show on the way over here, and you guys touched on something with the fentanyl stuff.
Yeah,
and I've made a couple points about that on my show, and it's interesting. You know, you got this platform, right?
Right.
So my platform was built really just on gambling and business acumen, but now that the platform's there, I will give my personal feelings on stuff just like that.
Sure.
Hey, this ain't the 90s, guys. We were allowed to do cocaine. You're not.
Right.
It's like in the 80s when, you know, everyone in the 60s, oh, gosh, sex got ruined for you guys. You got to wear condoms now because of AIDS.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we did that to cocaine. I'm sorry. You're out. Leave me out on this one, folks. But it's just kind of cool where you know better than anyone. Like once you have that platform, people actually give a heck what you say sometimes.
Yeah, that was the one word you could say.
Yeah.
Hey, you have kids?
Yeah,
How old?
I have I raised them both. I'm a single dad. I have a 15-year-old and a 20-year-old.
You're a single dad?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you, divorced or?
Yeah, so I was married to my daughter's mom, and you know, we have a great relationship or whatever. Okay. My daughter had gone between us, and my son, I was never married to his mom, and when he was 10, we decided to make just because he was a boy and stuff, decided to have him live with me, and I'll tell you what, man, I go from skipping to work, being this multimillionaire, dating whoever I want. I'm living at the Trump Tower, walking down the street, whistling, and then I got a fourth grader move in with me. And I'm like, you know what I mean?
That'll change things real quick, yeah.
You know what? It made me leave. It made me leave the city, bro. Anyone that knows Chicago, the Trump Tower's right in the middle of the action, man. It's right there, bro. And I decided to go out to the suburbs, which is kind of saved my life a little bit.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So.
I have an 18-year-old son who's a senior in high school this year. He's going away to college, and you know, thankfully he's not a drug guy. I mean, he'll smoke weed or whatever, that's fine. But I'm petrified of these kids trying drugs for the first time, like most of us did in college, and dying the first time they tried drugs. I mean, it's insane.
Well, bro, you know, the fentanyl is one thing, right? And then it's even the stuff that's legitimately how it was supposed to be. I mean, you seen that thing on Netflix yet with Matthew Broderick?
The shot most out here,
yeah. What a crap show!
Crazy.
If 50% of that's true on how it went down, that's terrible.
Well, the fact that it's on Netflix and it hasn't been taken down means most of it's true, because they would stop it if they could.
Well, and that show really resonated with me because the way they depicted the female sales reps, that was like my era coming out of college. All the cute girls were getting those jobs.
100%.
They're all making $300,000.
Yep.
A lot of them are, this girl's a cheerleader at USC. This girl played volleyball at Northwestern. They're taking those jobs instead of working at like Deloitte or Accenture because they're getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When they changed all those rules, that screwed it up for everybody. I used to live in a neighborhood that everybody but me was a drug rep in the neighborhood. And then when they changed those laws, everybody moved out and sold their house. Yeah. Changed their lives.
Switch it up. The laws about like incenting the doctors and stuff.
Yeah. That screwed everything up for them.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope you enjoy the rest. When are you going back? When are you leaving?
We're leaving Saturday, man. So, hey, I'm up about $26,000 at the Hard Rock right now. Let's keep it that way and keep this streak alive, man. And if you do, you mind me plugging my stuff?
No, plug away.
So at John Cerasani, JohnCerasani is my Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. I have a podcast called 2000% Raise, and you could also check out everything at 2000percentraise.com.
Now, you travel with these two guys, or did you pick them up at the
These
Hard
are
Rock?
my guys, man. You know, listen, dude, both of these guys, here's the power of social media. Man,
yeah.
Okay. And A, I got to meet Hulk Hogan yesterday on social media. That never would have happened. But B, you got, especially guys like this, but not only the younger guys, the people of all ages, they want to help and be part of things that are going on. Mike, just how you reach out to me to be on your damn show.
Yeah.
This is cool. But be a part of this thing. So whatever I'm doing is working, man. And that wasn't really the plan. And it's kind of at that point now, which you probably get recognized every time you leave your house, and that's starting to happen for me, which is a really cool experience.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I bet you got a lot of girls.
I got dude. So see, I got so many haters, so I got to be careful. Because I'll look at my DMs,
right,
and some of them just like look like it's it's almost
Too good to be true.
Yeah, I go, dude, someone set this girl up. They're gonna screenshot this. They're gonna screenshot this.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Here's how I know, because evidently you went to the front door and one of my neighbors helped you out.
Okay.
And she's like, "There's a very tall, handsome man trying to find you." She texted me. I was like, "Now you mix in the rest of it. You mix on top of you're a good-looking guy. You got great personality, and then on top of that, you also got money, and you're out there gambling. You must have to fight it off."
Brother, everyone in Tampa's been trying to tell me to stick around for this pirate party.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
Dude, and I guess Bert Kreischer is the me and him follow each other. We talk sometimes. I didn't know he's in town.
Oh yeah, he was actually flying in this morning. We had him on the show at 7:30 this morning.
Oh, did you?
Oh, he's one of my best friends. We've been friends for 20 years. Yeah.
No way.
He's coming in as the Grand Marshal. But listen, as your friend, I will tell you, don't go anywhere near there.
Okay.
It's the furthest place you want to be. But they will. Where you want to be is the Hard Rock afterwards.
Okay.
Because that's where it'll fill up, and that's where the good stuff will be.
I think I'm going to get out of town as planned Saturday morning. I'm over it. I would stay maybe to hang out with Bert. It would be the only reason. But...
Bert's going tonight. Well, I'll tell you off the air. I'll tell you off the air.
All right. Good to know.
John, great to meet you, man.
Awesome.
Go follow John on Instagram. It's also up in our stories if you need to find the tag to go do that. We'll take a break. Hey, Cheese is up next. It's Mike Calta Show.